Good evening, and bienvenue, my fond, fair Rouge Raiders. This is your humble narrator, Diomedes Rouge, here to bring you part 6 of What If Deku was raised by the Volgana Mafia. But before we get started with that, let me just be a little bit legitimate with y'all here. Some of you have been asking about some of the other series, and no, I am not ending them. I am not stopping them. I'm not doing anything of that. How do I explain this proper? To be quite honest, I figured it's best for me right now, considering how many series I have, to knuckle down, focus, and kind of push through at least one, two, maybe three of them, and try and get them, if not wrapped up, as far along as I think is good to create some content for them. The other ones will be continued, and I will go back and get some old ones that I know you guys enjoy and love. Trust me, I'm not ending them. I'm just knuckling down and completing a few episodes of some old ones and current ones before I try and either add anything new or try and jump all across the board again. Give you a bit more of a even distribution of content, so to speak. If you don't enjoy that, I apologize, but right now, it's kind of helping me deal with it. So again, I apologize if this isn't the one you were hoping for, and I hope you can be patient and wait for it to come up in the future. If not, well, there's plenty of other things on YouTube you can watch. I'm not going to say just stick around because you can't. I mean, because you have to enjoy it. Like, no, it's just like if you really don't enjoy it, there's a bunch of other things. And as I said, I will be getting to that other content later. It just for right now, I'm knuckling down on this one and a couple of others once this one is either done or progressed far enough. Anyways, back to the show. Where we last left off, the heroes versus villains exams was over with. Shoto wound up getting a bit hurt, which put him with Recovery Girl for a little while. Endeavor and Midoriya, or should I say, well, his name's not even Midoriya. What the hell am I doing? Endeavor and Jovo had a little bit of a face-off again, and, well, the rest of the students did their whole thing. Yes, it was quite a surprising day all around. Then came, well, the after effects. Basically, home time, relaxation, studying, doing actual schoolwork. You know, the standard stuff. As well as a phone call from from Jovo's pops whenever he was at home. As his phone rings, hey Dad, what's going on? Oh, nothing much, my little Jovo. How are you? I'm fine, Dad. I'm fine. Just doing some homework. Oh, really? Not throwing any more wild and extravagant parties? Okay, it wasn't wild, nor was it extravagant. There was no drinking, no booze, no none of that. It was just some homemade dishes, and yes, I know. The camera feeds told me everything. Camera feeds? What, you didn't think we'd have this house set up for you without having you monitored, did you? Um, To be fair, no, but at the same point in time, at least I would expect you to be a little bit more tight-lipped about it. Why? We don't have them anywhere inappropriate. Really? Of course, I don't want to see anything like that. Oh, well, fair point, I guess. Um, so is that the only reason you're calling me? No, 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 no. No, trust me. Your mother was a little bit ticked off. You threw a party and everything. Mainly because she saw how you were making the appetizers, and she had a few choice words to say about your needing to improve your cooking skill. Of course you did. As well as having all those girls over. Okay, I wasn't even flirting. True, true. That didn't stop your sister from jumping to the conclusion of you trying to. She always thinks I'm trying to flirt with somebody. What else is new? Anyways, is that it, Dad? I really got some homework to finish up. No, 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 it's not it. Calm down. I'm not trying to embarrass you, my little Jovo. Okay, Dad, what is it? Well, it's simple, Jovo. I want you to be happy. And I'm just asking, is this school making you happy? Yeah, it actually kind of is. I mean, sure, I have to deal with some pricks from time to time, and I have to deal with Endeavor. But there are generally some good guys here. Good guys and girls. Uh-huh. Anyone in particular you want to talk about? Uh, this one guy, Kirishima, you saw him. Red, spiky hair. He seems like a good guy. He's got a fascinating quirk. Oh, what is it? Sturdy. Sturdy. Sounds a little like a lame name. Yeah, I have to give it to him. Not really the best name when you can pretty much make your body bulletproof. Oh? Yeah, basically he just increases what was it? The density of his skin or something like that? Density of his bones? I can't quite recall, but yeah, he can, he can get these jagged, spikes and stuff popping off of him. It's actually pretty damn neat. Huh. Impressive. Yeah, I know, right? Then you combine that with, well, a few different of the other people here, like Momo Yayarozu. She can literally create things out of nowhere just using her fat storage. Fat storage? Lipids, her fat lipids. But, every person has those. Even the super fit people have them. Fair point. That is a fair point. So she can just create anything. Well, she has to know the chemical makeup for it first, as well as a few other things. I'm not pretty sure she can't make guns or high-grade bombs or anything like that. Oh, why not? A lot of small parts are made up of those, Dad. Like, come on. Simple things, yes, but if she's in the middle of a fight, she's not going to be able to make those real quick and easy. Not to mention, a lot of the stuff for bombs, well, she has to make them out of her lipids. So, again, she's going to have to actually create them via her storage. And even if you stretch it thin, like, most of the bombs she'd be able to make quickly would be relatively small. Like, maybe hand grenades at best. But other than that, yeah, I'm not saying that's a weak thing, but it's nowhere near as grandiose as it sounds. Interesting. Wait, Dad, you're not thinking, relax, Jovo. I'm shocked at you. You think I would use this for any sort of villainous deeds. No, I'm thinking you would use this as a way to, I don't know, just in case any of them actually became pro-heroes and, say, interfered with the Volgana family while they're dealing with villains, you'd be able to disable them without them putting up much of an effort. To be fair, I wasn't thinking that, but now that you're saying it, please do go on, Dad. I'm joking, Jovo. Relax, will you? I'm your father. I'm genuinely interested in the people you're hanging out with. Especially those girls with that girl with the long earphones coming out of her ears, which is kind of weird, but also kind of cool. If I'm not mistaken, she's the same girl you rescued from the sludge villain. How did you remember the video? Right. I forget you guys have that recorded over there. Oh, yes, your sister's making a killing off of it. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, she's selling merchandise. Merchandise? How is she selling merchandise? Wait, I didn't give my consent. I'm entitled to a bit of that money. What the hell is she doing? I'm sorry, Jovo, you're breaking up. No, don't you do that bullshit with me. Yeah, I know you have a private satellite with all this shit. Come on now. What the hell are you... I'm sorry, Jovo. Old man, I will kick your... Mother... I'm sending a text to Mom. And so he does so, and let's just say Mother Dearest says, "Oh, is that so? No worries, Jovo. I'll take care of it. Thank you, Mama." And he just hangs up his phone and continues to do his own little thing. Well, his homework. Now, that will come in handy. By the way, this little thing will come in handy later. But for now, we start the USJ. As we skip to the bus ride, everyone's loaded up, everyone's gotten their seats. Kotsky is sitting next to Jovo as they're chatting and a bit far ways away. Suyu brings up the, "Hey, why don't we get to know each other a little bit better?" Ghetto. What do you mean, Sue? Well, how our quirks work and such. Share some basic information, and we might have to team up for these things. As Shoto immediately states, "Well, alright, alright, well, I can use, well, half fire, half ice. My right half uses fire, right half uses ice, left half uses fire. And, well, it's a pretty powerful quirk, I'm not gonna lie. Come on, Kettle. You can say more than that, can't you?" Fine. I have to be a bit careful when using it, otherwise, well, I could wind up giving myself either hypothermia or heat stroke due to how cold or hot these abilities of mine make my body temperature. So I constantly have to regulate myself and how often I use them. Wow. Small price to pay for some of that firepower you have. Literally and metaphorically speaking. Kaminari states. Yeah. It could be a bit of a drag, though. How about you, Ida? Well, I told you all a lot about my thing at the party. There's not much left to tell. I could go really fast due to the engines in my legs. Fair point, kiddo. You know, Jovo, we didn't really hear much about yours. Well, there ain't much to tell. It's basically like half and half over there, except I only do fire. Meanwhile, Bakugo's got a bit of a smirk on his face. Just, what's so funny, Bakugo? Nothing, nothing, nothing. Is like in his mind, he's thinking, "You lying bastard! You lying bastard! You lie! You lie so bad!" Oh. And meanwhile, Jovo's over there going, "Yeah, he's just awkward like that." "The hell you say, nerd?" "You heard exactly what I said. I didn't stutter." "You wanna go?" "Oh, please, Bakugo. We both know what exactly is gonna happen if me and you throw down. A few buildings will probably be taken care of, and then I'll wind up kicking your ass." "Say that again, you shitty nerd." "Oh, I say a few buildings might get broken down, and I'll kick your ass." Love you too, man. Same, you crazy bastard. Uh, what? Oh, Chaco says, a bit stunned. Same with Momo, like, what? Sorry. As you guys probably know, I'm transferred from America. Me and, well, Katsuki is a nephew of one of my uncles. So me and him were raised around each other quite a lot during summer vacation and such. So me and him actually, well, we're kind of best friends. Yeah, yeah, he's a good guy. Maybe a shitty nerd, but other than that, he's good. Besides, I do kind of owe him a little bit, so I let him get away with some trash talk. "Oh, you let me get away with it, huh? You crazy bastard." "Oh, hardy har har, is that your only thing you can say, you asshole?" Enough with the bad talking." Aizawa interrupts, going, "Fine, fine." I guess they aren't used to, yeah, might as well. Anyways, well, as they all go throughout the bus, somewhat talking to each other, as they finally arrive at, well, the US, the USJ. Pardon me one moment. As they all get inside, Izuku is immediately, well, put on edge. "I don't like where this is going." "What do you mean?" "Well, Kachan, it feels off. It's like we're being watched." "Oh? Yeah." As they get further and further inside, he's noticeably more on edge as he's constantly looking around. He's got his flames up already. Aizawa stating, "Izuku." God dang it. My apologies. That was the narrator's fault. "Jovo, what the hell are you doing? Stop that before I use my quirk on you." "Aizawa sensei, something isn't right." "What do you mean?" "I've felt this type of thing before. This is bloodlust. There's a lot of it." "What do you... Aizawa sensei, I think we're being watched." Meanwhile, the rest of the group's kind of getting a little nervous as they're going, What do you mean? As the portals start opening up. See, I told you, I told you! As well, Aizawa and 13, who was about to start talking, begin to start, well, about to get into action. Well, let's just say a certain trigger-happy individual, Kachan, Delta 3, Delta 3. Wait, what? What? As both of them rocket up into the air. Wait, what the hell do you two think you're doing? Taking care of problems. Meanwhile, we got to Bakugo, who's pulling off a bunch of his smaller grenades and, well, let's just put it this way, going for the old yeetus deletus. Or as the standard people would call it, the yeet and delete. Oh yeah. Because he throws these things everywhere. These small little grenades get flung. Well, these four grenades get tossed at the four closest groups as boom, 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 boom. Villains start to scatter and, well, get blown up. Not viciously, mind you, but they are easily knocked out by the concussive force alone. As before they can even react to that, Magnum Shot. As, well, Jovo free falls down, finger gunning, well, anything that's left standing. And when I say anything, well, anything that was left standing from those four explosions. Just boom, 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 boom. Really kind of throwing a monkey wrench into whole Kuragiri and Shigaraki's plan, as they didn't expect any of those kids to move that quickly or even at all. Meanwhile, Aizawa's taken the opportunity to charge straight on, as essentially Izuku and Bakugo have made a gap in the front line defenses, as he's thinking right in his head, damn, that was actually pretty useful. I'm still gonna scold the living hell out of them later, but gotta give them credit for their teamwork. As Izuku finally gets to a low enough point in his free fall to actually have to catch himself, Gachan goes, so, shall we keep going? No, we shouldn't press it. What do you mean? Didn't you say the best defense is a great offense? Yeah, but at the same point in time, this is actual villains. And, well, there are a bunch of people here who don't know how to handle that type of thing. We should probably focus on actually defensive plays. Right. Wait. Ida. Yeah? What's going on? Ida, calm down, don't panic. We need you to get out and actually get some help. Wait, what? Me and Kachan are the only ones who actually have some experience holding people like this off. We need you to go outside and run as fast as you can to UA and get some help for us. You want me to go get... I can't run away from this. You're not running away. You're getting help. There's a big difference. We're counting on you to do this. They need my firepower here and now. Not to mention Kachan is not to mention me and Kachan need the help. We can't really rely on either one of us taking off. Not to mention, neither of us are as fast as you are. So please. Fine. Where the hell am I going? Not where. Relax. UA. We'll focus you there. Kachan! Yeah? Let's go. Oh. We're doing that to the wall? Oh, hell yeah. As both of them draw their arms back and, well, you ready? Always. As with a simultaneous punch, boom! They blast a good solid chunk into the wall of the USJ, as it's just barely big enough for one person to squeeze through. Damn! Yeah, these walls are a lot harder than I thought. I don't want to use too much power, because if we do that, we're going to wind up bringing this whole place down. True. One more shot, as Ida jumps back and, well, walks back and just runs straight on through. Well, damn, that was easy. Yeah. Back to fighting the villains, back to fighting the villains. As Izuku starts barking out orders. Denki, get on the left-hand flank. Kirishima, you're up front. Kirishima, you're up front with me and Katsuki. Momo, make a lot of ball bearings. What? A lot of ball bearings. How will that be? Make a lot of ball bearings. Fine, fine. As she starts making a bunch of ball bearings. As things go on and Izuku keeps on, well, basically making a fortified area, as 13 gets injured from Kodagiri, and things continuously somewhat degrade as Katsuki and Izuku try and give as much covering fire to Aizawa Sensei as they can. That's when Kurogiri decides to, well, send in, well, not so much send in, but send everyone packing. Making a bunch of portals and tossing everyone around the entire junction. As Izuku, just like in canon, ends up falling straight into the lake. As he is surrounded by a bunch, and I do mean a bunch, of water villains. Villains with quirks specialized for breathing and moving underwater. Oh yeah. And he can't breathe underwater, and his fire doesn't burn underwater. So yeah, we're gonna cut from him for just a few moments as Katsuki is tossed into a mountainous terrain, having to jump and maneuver around with, well, Sero and Mina, as they're being chased by a larger group of villains. Meanwhile, Shigaraki calls in the Nomu to deal with Eraserhead, as even with Eraserhead short-circuiting the Nomu's quirk and preventing it from being able to be super strong or be super resilient, the thing's a walking tank, essentially. Even without its shock absorption and strength quirk, it's still hella dangerous. And so, just like in canon, Eraserhead's getting the living shite beaten out of him. As, well, he's trying to maneuver around, dodge, and swoop and we swoop and weave and everything else to try and figure out some sort of weak point. Except for the exposed fucking brain. I still don't get how they didn't see that to begin with. Anyways, so yeah, things somewhat go as canon. That is until Suyu decides to try and help Izuku, noticing that he went down in there, and she dives down to see what's going on. Whenever she gets there, though, she notices there are no villains around. There were a bunch of them, but there's no villains now. As she constantly looks around, she doesn't see Izuku either, as, well, he already swims up and gets on the boat with Mineta. As Froppy finally pops back up, going, what the? How did you? Where did all the villains go, Kero? It's fine. Are you okay, Kero? You seem a bit um Joel? You seem a bit. I'm fine. As she looks at him, she can see steam begin to rise up from his body, as the very breath he's taking and exhaling seems to be turning to steam itself. As she goes, are you sure you're okay? You seem a bit heated. Really? A pun? Now of all times. Where are the others? The, as Froppy basically points towards the general direction, he says, you two, stay here. Stay out of harm's way. But we can help. Froppy says, come on, we can do this. No, we aren't going to let you do this by yourself. Stay out of my way, please. Right now, I'm very... I'm not doing very well, and I can't really control what could or could not happen. So please, don't. As he immediately jumps off the side of the boat, and then propels himself like a human rocket. With one blast straight to the land, as Shigaraki and Kuragiri notice this incoming Izuku projectile and just turn their heads sharply to see him just, well, plant his feet and slide in, as he goes straight up to where the Nomu is, and with one sharp blast with his slide in, sends this thing flying a good 12 feet back, as he rockets himself a good 3 feet back from the blast. You okay, Teach? Izuku. Damn it, I keep on making that mistake. Shovo, are you okay? You seem a bit... I'm fine. I just need to vent. Huh? As the flame on his head increases ever more, well, we'll just say grows ever more potent in its shining, flaming gloriousness. As the Nomu obviously charges back forward, ready to have at it with this new challenger. As when it goes to hit him, he swerves to the left, he swerves to the right, and, well, one big boot from Izuku straight into its gut, followed up by one big uppercut. Boom! Sends it reeling back sharply, before it comes back down and hits him with a right. Because he thought it was over. Nope, not by a long shot. As Izuku is sent flying, Eraserhead is somewhat mortified, thinking one of his students is dead, and Shigaraki and Kurogiri are somewhat chuckling. You moron! That thing was made to kill All Might. What do you think you could do? What do I think I can do? I'll tell you what I can do. I could do a lot better than you. You think this will kill All Might? Please. You have no idea how strong I am, or how strong that man is. So don't underestimate us, you crusty-faced bastard. With that one comment, Izuku has now, well, opened up an entire line of shit. As Kurogiri is forced to make a bunch of small portals around him as he sends those hands out to try and grab and, well, disintegrate parts of his body. As he does this, Izuku's immediate thought when he sees the first portal opening up is, bye, as he rockets himself skyward. Quite literally, just faster than most people can see as he... Damn it, didn't prepare for that proper. As he again tries to interfere with the fight between the Nomu and Eraserhead. As he dives back down as... Well, let's just say Shigaraki isn't done with him yet. As Kurogiri keeps on trying to interfere and destruct and, well, just sheer on kill him. Now we're going to take a minor little detour away from this. And we bring our story to the US, where right as the villain surprise attack happened, something occurs on, well, Mr. Volgana's smartwatch. He looks down and sees there's an alert. He opens it up and he sees a certain frequency is. A certain device of his is offline. Wait, what the hell? As he takes a closer look, well, remember Izuku's hero outfit? His big, fancy dress clothes, three-piece suit and all that? There were a few modifications done to it. One, it was made of ballistic weave material. Bullet resistant and, well, generally all around flexible. And two, considering it was his family that made this suit, there was a heart rate monitor attached to it, just in case he was ever in any danger, as this wasn't designed to be his hero outfit. This was designed to be his general purpose wear whenever they were, you know, visiting with people. He just really liked it. However, he asked permission, and yes, his dad greatly allowed this, considering it already had a built-in heart rate monitor and tracking device. Of course he wouldn't mind him wearing it. That is until the signal jam at UA. Well, at the USJ. That cut off all radio contact, including jamming heart rate monitor and tracking devices. As he looks at this, and he, well, takes out his red phone. Goku Dara. Yeah, boss. Prep the jet. Which jet, boss? Goku Dara. Yes, boss. You know which phone I'm calling from. Wait, what? Oh. I'll prep the jet, sir. Good. May I ask what's going on? Izuku might be dead. My little Jovo might be dead. What do you mean, sir? That's impossible. No one could kill him that easily. What's going on? Like, his heart rate monitor shows has flatlined, and I can't track him anymore. All I have is his last known location. So, prep the goddamn jet. Yes, sir. We'll have it fully staffed and equipped and within the hour. Make it faster. Yes, sir. Thank you, Goku Dara. As he gets up and begins to walk forward, his office begins to steam and, well, catch a light as he walks out the front door of it through his house. As, honey, what's going on? As she has very rarely seen him this particularly kind of pissed before. Maria, my sweet, I'm going to Japan. Why? What's going on? Is Jovo okay? We've lost track of him. What? What do you mean we've lost track of him? Stay calm. I'll inform you of what's happening once I get there. Until then, stay calm. You're not going alone. I'm going alone. No, you're not. He is my son, and we are taking responsibility together. Someone needs to be here to watch Angie. Angie's a big girl, and she can take care of herself. And I'm not going to let you leave without me. As they both turn around and see she's been listening in this time and going, go to your room, Angie. No. I heard what you said. And I'm not going to let whoever did this to my Izu get away with it. Jovo will be fine. I know he's still alive. Someone's jamming his signal. Then why are you so upset? You don't know. And you're panicked. And so are we. We're not leaving you to deal with this on your own, old man. Who are you calling old man, you little... Angel, that's not nice to say that to your dad whenever he's... I don't care. We're going, whether you like it or not. Do you really think you could stop Mom from getting this pissed? as he looks over to see his Maria, and she may seem nice and quiet and calm, yet behind her nice and smiling eyes is the presence of a goddamn dragon, and he goes, "Alright, the jet takes off in like 30 minutes, let's get the hell out of here." As Angie walks over to her mother and says, "Whew, thanks, Ma. I didn't realize you had that much you were that much stronger." "I'm not." "What?" "I'm not stronger than him, dear. He only fears me because he has to live with me, and he knows I'll scold him, and he knows he can't hurt me. When it comes down to raw strength alone, your father is truly immense. So if I were you, I'd really be careful on how you address my husband from here on, and never call him old man again." "Okay, Ma. Good girl. Now, let's go check on your brother, shall we?" "Okay." So, as we cut from there, we cut back to the fight that's been going on with, well, Izuku, aka Jovo, and with the Nomu. It has not been going well, as while he's been able to swoop and weave and dodge and all that, well, he's been hit a few different times. Not to mention Kuragiri's attacks, well, Shigaraki and Kuragiri's attacks keep him pressured. And they aren't letting up anytime soon. But that's whenever, well, a bright and shining beacon begins to state, "There is no need to fear, for I am here." Huh? As through the windows of the USJ comes crashing down All Might, landing in front of, well, Eraserhead as well as Jovo, and he smiles, stating, "You did good holding them off for this long, little one. Now, let the professionals handle this." As Jovo somewhat smiles and forces himself back on his feet, hearing the twinge and creaking of his bones that have been cracked and hurt severely, as he limps himself forward, his head barely lit, as he goes, "I ain't done yet. Besides, you need to be careful of those two as well. Crusty Face over there can disintegrate bones as well as any organic material he can put his hands on. And that Smoky guy makes portals. They work in tandem to try and get you from any side. Combine that with this dump truck of a damage sponge, and you got a combination that could really do some hell. You ain't doing this on your old timer." "That's no way to talk to a hero." Yeah. Anyways, I only got enough for a few more blasts left in me. That thing," as All Might looks at the Nomu, sees quite a few different scorch marks on it. "Aim for those spots. They should be weakened. I'll try and distract these two." You've done enough, young Jovo. Sit down and let the heroes do their job. I'm not letting more people get hurt because I was too weak to do anything. As Aizawa stands up, forcing himself to his feet. It's alright, kid. Just sit back and watch. Well, if you two are gonna team up to deal with him, fine. I think I could use a nap anyways. As he begins to fall down and catches himself on his knee. I'll take care of the portal guy and the hand kid. You take on the big one? Sounds like a plan, Eraserhead. Alright, let's move. As Aizawa's hair stands straight back on its ends, as he glares at Kuragiri and Shigaraki. As All Might goes to take on the Nomu, and, well, a battle between two sluggers commence, as each one of them lands blow after blow after blow on one another, moving at breakneck, nearly incomprehensible speeds, creating shockwaves of tremendous magnitude. As, well, Kuragiri and Shigaraki begin to try and assault and kill off Eraserhead, as he has to switch his focus between one or the other of them, as one will get as Shigaraki will close in the distance, distracting him, forcing Aizawa to look at him or wind up getting damaged by his quirk, as Kuragiri will open up a portal and, well, try to kick or assault him and force him to be, well, faded out or try and cut off his limbs or any number of magnitude of things. As he's constantly having to jump, weave, dodge, mix. As Izuku looks at this and feels helpless. And that's when he hears it. Java! The familiar sound of his old friend, Katsuki. You bastards! Leave our teachers alone! As Kuragiri immediately looks up and sees Bakugo pulling the pins on his launchers. And boom! Letting loose a giant wave of explosions. Well, a giant wave of explosion straight towards them. As Kuragiri just gets a very sinister idea and opens up a portal and angles it straight towards Jovo. As Bakugo smiles. Java! Use it now! As both All Might and Eraserhead glance, thinking they're about to see the end of their student, as those words are uttered. Jovo raises his hands and goes, 0 point. Break. As all the heat from the explosion is then redirected and begins to wrap around him, as Kuragiri Shigaraki just look at this in awe as All Might's forced to, well, keep his eye on the Nomu, considering the simple-minded bastard isn't bothering to look at the explosion, at the shiny explosions, but instead is focusing on trying to kill him. As Eraserhead's looking at this going, what the hell? As, while the concussive force hits, by the time it does, it doesn't even matter. As the brilliant flame on his head reignites to a more fervorous glory as he smiles. And he raises his hand, cupping it, angling it right in front of his chest. As he turns his body to the side, extending his hand straight and completely out. 0 point. Boom! As the backhand begins to ignite in a large, ever-present pillar of flame bellows forth from his extended hand. As his cupped hand begins to swirl with flame and ignite itself. Burst. Boom! A more condensed, more lethal flame is shot forward, carving straight through the Nomu. As, well, I say condensed. We're not talking about the small beam. The one that's coming out of his rear hand, well, let's just say the diameter of it is about the size of a Volkswagen Beetle. And the other one, and the one from his cupped hand's about the size of a basketball. Yeah, it's a lot more condensed than the Beetle, but it's a lot less condensed than a beam, than a tiny little... Don't think Frieza Death Beam. No. This shit is more like a one-handed Kamehameha. Like, this ain't no tiny little puny beam. No. This is full-on destruction. He just needs the backhand to, well, support the recoil. As he carves straight through the Nomu. And then begins to twist his body around, swinging the beam, so to speak, to try and carve through Kurogiri and Shigaraki. As both of them realize, oh shit, this kid's up for blood now. As Kurogiri immediately pulls both him and Shigaraki away, ending the little standoff between them and, well, Aizawa-sensei, as he immediately has to kill his flames, or fear of hurting somebody. As, well, All Might now has to deal with half the problem he had before, as quite literally the Nomu has been, well, split in twain. Lengthways, not vertically. As All Might just looks at this thing and just... Texas Smash! Boom! Straight uppercut right into the roof. Well, that was a lot more anticlimactic than I thought it would be. As they both look over towards Jovo, who is still kind of freaking the fuck out. His flames burning ever more brightly. And he is not slowing down by any means of the word, as he's constantly haggling on his breaths. Help. As Bakugo realizes, maybe I shouldn't have used all of that firepower. Oh shit. As... Needless to say, All Might tries to help, but he can't even get close due to the sheer brilliance of this flame. As anything within like a 10-foot radius of Izuku is still just burning and catching a light, not even allowing anyone to get close without getting hurt in the process. His clothes, his flame retardant clothes, are beginning to curl and singe. As, needless to say, shit is going down. When finally the rest of the heroes show up, and they're looking at this shit, just going, what the actual hell? As Endeavor's first and immediate response is to fly in as fast as possible and tackle Izuku straight into the water. No ifs, no ands, no buts. Just full on, full contact, boom. As he does, however, things begin to get a little bit more strange. As he goes deeper and deeper into the water with Izuku, he begins to see something he never thought he'd see. The bottom of this the bottom of this lake is frozen. The hell? And then he begins to see it as the water begins to quickly evaporate due to the sheer amount of heat Izuku has bellowing from him. The glow from his brilliant flame shows all the villains, all the aquatic villains that were in this lake are frozen solid. What the? Was Shoto sent here? As all the heroes are beginning to see a large amount of bubbling and everything beginning to happen from this lake as it still glows, as Froppy and Mineta have gotten the boat to safety by now. As the water level begins to die down due to how much it's being evaporated, the stadium becomes more and more muggy as the humidity increases due to the sheer amount of water being evaporated. Until finally, Izuku's flame dies down. Just at about head level for a lot of those villains to, well, be seen. As the heroes are even going, what the hell? What happened there? As the entire area that's been frozen down underneath there is a solid 20 feet in this man-made lake. What the hell? As they all just begin to just wonder the exact same thing. What's going on? How did this happen? What's with the giant frozen lake what's with the giant frozen thing underneath the lake? And what's with all those strange ornaments? As the ice begins to crack around some of them, and yeah, needless to say, they are, well, I'll keep it PG. They're still alive. They weren't frozen solid, but they are a lot colder than they were. As they're going, what happened? And that's when Aizawa says, I think I know. Meanwhile, we'll cut to the hospital. And at the hospital, well, things get extra complicated. As Izuku has definitely suffered from heat stroke, and several broken bones and fractures and everything else. Katsuki's kind of blaming himself for, well, overheating Izuku, considering it was technically his fault, even though he. And, well, Aizawa is kind of looking at him going, alright, well, Aizawa, All Might, and Endeavor are all looking at him going, alright, what happened? What do you mean? You know what we mean. We heard you. We heard what you said. Do it now, Jovo. What on earth did you mean by that? I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. A kid's life is on the line. Your best friend. Tell us what you mean by that. You know something. You're hiding something. So tell us what it is, you idiot. Endeavor gets right in his face. Okay. He lied about his quirk. What? He doesn't have pyrokinesis. Of course he does. No, he doesn't. You've seen it. He can't control the flames he makes. I'm pretty sure you've noticed as he looks towards Endeavor. He has heat control. Heat control. What do you mean? That's what he calls it. Essentially, he can control the heat that's already there. He can drain it, absorb it into himself, and redirect it through himself. Haven't you ever wondered why you haven't heard the air conditioner kick on in class? That's because of him. He does it passively without anyone noticing. He doesn't even realize he's doing it half the time. It all depends on his emotional state, to be honest with you. Reason why you usually see him calm. Whenever he's calm and relaxed, the temperature just feels about 5 degrees cooler, or 5 to 10 degrees cooler than it is. If he's pissed off, he's sucking in more heat. So, the room feels a lot colder. Unless you're right next to him. If he's happy or even sad, the room feels warmer because he's exerting a lot more heat trying to keep himself under control. Wait. You saying he absorbs heat and then redirects it through his body? That's the reason I wasn't scared about him redirecting my explosions towards him. I knew that if Aizawa got caught in the blast, he would just use his safety scarf and moved away. All Might could have easily tanked it and it would have hurt the Nomu. Not to mention he was kneeling down. It looked like the obvious choice for Kurogiri to try and demoralize everyone. Well, that smoky guy to try and demoralize everyone. So, I took a gamble, figuring Izuku could... what did you say? Jovo. No. What did you say? You said something different. I said Jovo. What did you call him? It was just a nickname when he was over in the States. As Endeavor gets closer and closer and closer, he then sees a brilliant flame appear in front of him and impacting the wall. Boom! What the? As... Well. So, what do you think you're doing getting that close to one of your students, Endeavor? And who the hell are you? allow me to introduce myself, as I'm sure one of you already know who I am. Isn't that right, Toshinori? Suna Volgana. Well, that's the pronunciation you use here, but yes. But it's Katsuna Volgana. But you can easily call me Suna Volgana if you wish, if there's a nickname of mine after all. Now, Gotski, how's my boy doing? He's, um, he's hurt pretty bad, sir. He, I tried to help him, but I used too much fire. He absorbed too much of my, I, I messed up. Relax, Gotski. It's not your fault. Knowing my boy, he wouldn't have it any other way. Now I'm sure you all have questions. Why the hell did he call him Izuku? Ah, loose lip sync ships, Bakugo. Relax, relax. I'm sure he was bound to find out sooner or later. Especially considering all that's happened. The blood tests would have probably shown him anyways. Especially considering certain doctors you have paid off to notify you if any missing children come in or any person comes in who happens to have same blood as Izuku's. What do you mean? That is, well, Giorno Inezio Volgana III used to go by Izuku Todoroki as Endeavor, Aizawa, and All Might are all in shock. What do you mean, used to? What did you do to my boy? What did I do? I provided him a caring and loving home. You kidnapped I didn't kidnap him. He ran away from you and your hellish treatment and abuse of him. When I found him, he was living a lifestyle of a street urchin. He saved my daughter with the very same quirk you abused him for. Not even trying to find out what it was. What do you mean? You doctors thought that it was the same as yours, considering your hairstyle and everything, considering the family traits, and considering all of this and that and the other. You didn't even bother looking into it. Instead, you laughed along and looked towards your other son, propping him up on a pedestal, ignoring poor Izuku. I gave him a family, a life, love, attention, schooling. I gave him everything he could need and more from a father who actually cared about him, and I asked nothing of him in return. I never asked him to do anything. He volunteered to do whatever he wanted to do. And that even then, I never even tried forcing him to join our collective. He always wanted to be a hero. And now he's here, doing his dreams. So you can take your self-righteous, asinine bullshit and shove it as far up your ass as it can go before coming out of your mouth. Granted, considering how similar they look, it might be just a little bit hard for you to decide. You broke that little boy. So be grateful that I'm not here for vengeance. Anyways, I'm going to go see my son. Now, if you'll excuse me. As he walks away, well, both Maria and Angie follow right behind. As they both kinda. No. Maria just happily consoles All Might a little bit, just patting him on the shoulder, telling him it's gonna be okay, and does the same to Aizawa as she just smiles and slightly tilts her head towards Endeavor. Meanwhile, Angie kicks him straight in the knee and walks off. Ow. As they're all still recoiling from the bombshell that was just dropped, as Bakugo goes, well, fuck. That is not how I wanted you to figure this out. You knew. Yeah, I was also sworn to secrecy. By who? Jovo? That's not his name. As he begins to storm off towards Izuku's room, as, well, tomorrow, well, maybe not tomorrow, but actually probably tomorrow, we'll pick this up, and next time on What If Deku Was Raised by the Volgana Mafia. Bye-bye.